This is Eddie Edwards, and you are in the Wrestling Epicenter.
You're listening to Interactive Wrestling Radio, featuring the Interactive Interview, courtesy of WrestlingEpicenter.com.
So what you gonna do?
Let me talk to you, dummies.
Oh, yeah.
You're where it's at.
If you're smart like me, you gotta listen.
And if you don't listen to it,
I'll come out of your computer and body slam your ass.
Don't be a Melvin.
I will scar you.
open your third eye.
Woo! It's gonna be cool.
Oh, what a rush.
It's showtime!
We had a lovely conversation.
To the interactive interview. Interactive wrestling radio.
The Epicenter.
We're going to find out who the 2018 Bull of the Woods is. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Interactive Wrestling Radio right here on WrestlingEpicenter.com. My name is James Walsh, and this week we bring you a series of interviews. First of all, of course, is the big one, I would say. It is the one and only Eddie Edwards of Impact Wrestling, who has been going under a little bit of a hard time with one Sami Callihan, a former guest on our show as well. Tomorrow night on Impact Wrestling, Thursday night, check your local listings on Pop TV. He faces him in the main event in an unsanctioned fight in the woods, hence the Bull of the Woods comment. Plus, tomorrow we have the Impact Wrestling teleconference with Alicia Edwards, the wife of Eddie Edwards, who's also been involved in the feud. And finally, later in the week, we're supposed to have somebody on from Lucha Underground. We'll see who it is. It's a surprise to us at the moment. Lucha Underground returns to El Rey Network on Wednesday, June 13th for Season 4's premiere. Be sure and check that out. Also, check out Championship Wrestling from Arizona if you're in the area on local TV Channel 7, and if that's not good for you, you can check it out on the Fight Network app as well. Invite everybody to check out ImpactWrestling.com. I again thank Impact Wrestling for setting up the Eddie Edwards interview. Hope you guys enjoyed this exclusive interview, enjoy the teleconference, and we'll be back on Friday with somebody from Lucha Underground as well.
This is Sami Callihan, the worldwide Desperado, the Callihan Death Machine, and you're listening to Interactive Wrestling Radio.
This week on the Ryan Morrill's Championship Wrestling Hour for Good Boys, the inaugural matches of the Silver Spotlight Tournament, and in our main event, the zesty one, Manny Lemons takes on the monster, Robert Baines. Check your local listings for time and channel.
This is Alicia Edwards, and you're listening to Interactive Wrestling.
Welcome back to Interactive Wrestling Radio. On the Newsmaker line with me right now, it's my pleasure to have on Mr. Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards, are you with us?
I am here. Good to be here.
Good to have you on, sir. So tomorrow night is a big night for you. You're not having a match, but you're having a fight with Sami Callihan out in the woods. What can we expect from tomorrow night's fight with Sami Callihan?
You know, it's a fight, so basically expect some violence, expect some anger, some pain. It's a fight. It's a street fight. You know, it's an action movie type street fight. It is a fight to end this feud. It's my chance to end Sami Callihan. So I'm gonna do anything I can to end them.
Excellent. We've talked to you before. In fact, we talked to you just before Ultimate Deletion or Total Nonstop Deletion way back in 2016, so a year and a half ago. Your character has evolved since then. Obviously, with everything that's gone on with Sami Callihan, you're a little bit more unhinged, a little bit more angry, a little bit more temperamental. Maybe crazy might be the word. Are you enjoying playing the more crazy Eddie Edwards character?
I'm enjoying it. I get to do some different things that I've never done in my career, obviously. So to be able to do that, to be able to go out there and try a different thing here, try something new here. It's cool. It's a unique opportunity. It definitely has my creative juices flowing. I mean, it gets me excited. And all this also the stuff like with vignettes and stuff behind the scenes is also a lot of different things going on right now. So I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely a change of pace, but it's a welcome change of pace for me.
Absolutely. I always tell people that I consider watching the original ECW kind of like a Woodstock. Everybody says that they were there. Everybody says that they did, but they really didn't. They may have caught tapes or network stuff later on. I was an ECW fan, and when you did the invasion of OVE in Ohio, it felt so Tommy Dreamer to me. Is that something that you even had in mind, that you were channeling to some of classic Tommy?
I don't know how much of that went actually into it, how much of the thought went into it, but I think it just so happened that, Tommy is my guy, and, Tommy was around at that point, and I think it just so happened to resemble a Tommy Dreamer and ECW type thing. It was definitely, we're definitely going for more of that grungier type look, especially going out there to OVE's territory out there. And I think it just came across that way, and I think it was more or less a happy type accident. But it was definitely the direction we wanted was something gritty and just more hardcore style out there.
Very cool. I remember when Don Callis said it on TV. He said that your story is similar to that of Tommy and Raven from ECW, and I thought, you know what? That's a really good comparison.
Yeah, I think that obviously we just kind of find ourselves in this, after, me getting hit in the face with a baseball bat, and things escalated from there. As tough as it was to escalate from that, things have escalated. So we had to continue to try to step it up time and time again. And then, Tommy being behind the scenes at Impact and also being on screen, this has been like a perfect storm of incidents and accidents and perfect storm of emotion, really. I think we've done a good job of capitalizing on it and also using Tommy's knowledge for this exact feud.
Absolutely. So we got to talk about the baseball bat incident, which kind of set the internet ablaze and really ignited this feud. So you both yourself and Sami have capitalized off of what was potentially a catastrophic event. Was that the scariest moment thus far in your career, getting hit with that bat?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It was just that initial, and it wasn't a pain thing. It was that shock. It was all of a sudden I felt it in my eye, and first thought is, is my eye on the mat? Is my eye hanging out of my face? Am I going to lose my vision? Like all those, just that whirlwind of emotion and thoughts just going through my head once I got hit. And that is by far the scariest moment of my career so far. Knock on wood.
All right. So last year, we had Alicia Edwards on. She did an interview with us, as well as she's doing the teleconference with Impact Wrestling tomorrow night. She's a part of your storyline with Sami Callihan. Is that a thing that you enjoy, having her on television with you? Is it scary for you to have her involved?
It's cool. Before we were traveling together and everything, you never know. The scary part is you don't know how you're gonna do when, all right, well, we live together, we do everything else together, now let's go work together. That might have been the scariest part. But once we traveled and everything, it's been real cool. It's been fun. It's been fun to have her by my side, if it is just traveling, if it is, just stuff behind the scenes at TV or at the shows, because, those can be long days, so be able to have her there, it's definitely it's a comforting thing for me. I know that. And, it is a little bit scary to have her, in the ring with certain things we're doing, of course. And, she's my wife. I want her to always be safe. And when certain situations call for violence to happen to her or things to happen to her, it can definitely be a little bit worrisome. But I know how good she is, and I know how tough she is as well. And especially in this situation with this feud going on, when she came in, it was kind of like, all right, well, here's this feud, this big feud that's going on. Here's the deep end of the pool. Let's have you jump in it and see if you can sink or swim. And she's definitely been swimming every time she's been given the chance. I feel like she's delivered every time she's been in there. So it's been awesome to see that, to see her to go out there and deliver each and every time, and for her to be able to help this feud that has been going on, and one of the biggest things that I've done in my career.
Absolutely. Speaking of big things, you guys did a mutual show with my second favorite wrestling promotion, Lucha Underground. You guys did that show as part of WrestleCon. Loved it. Loved that kind of vibe. Loved seeing kind of two worlds collide. Is that something you want to see Impact Wrestling do more of? Maybe do one with another well-known brand?
I would love to see that. This is pro wrestling is a strange world right now. But that's a good thing. You got companies working together, partnerships, you got people going to other companies and working here, working there. It's a very unique time, and I feel that Impact, we have the ability to capitalize on that. We have that chance to kind of bring other companies together and bring in new fans for us. So I would love to see us do that with other well-known companies, and I think that there's a chance of that happening, and I'm looking forward to it, because the more chances we get to work with each other, the better for the boys and the better for the fans. I think it's a unique time. It's a great time in wrestling, but we have to make sure we take advantage of it while we can.
Absolutely. I have to ask, probably the other company that you're most known for being a part of was Ring of Honor. We spoke to Matt Taven, asked him basically the same question I just asked you about doing a co-branded show with Impact. Any chance that you could foresee Impact and Ring of Honor putting aside any potential differences and doing something?
I'm not going to say that it would never happen. I hope it would happen. All I'm going to do is cross my fingers and say that in wrestling, there's always a chance.
All right. So when we spoke to you last, it was, like I said, right before Total Nonstop Deletion. Obviously, even though it's not long ago on the calendar, a whole lot has changed with Impact Wrestling since then. I guess my question would be, what do you think of the new owners and new direction of Impact Wrestling under Don Callis and Scott D'Amore?
I love it. I think that right now, between from the office to the boys and the girls in the back and the production and everybody involved, we're all on that same page. We're all, one of the first things that, Scott and Don had preached was that, nothing's going to be completely fixed. Nothing's going to be perfect. We're not going to turn everything around in one day. It's not going to be this one big thing. No, it's going to be day by day, step by step. And we're going to continue to do the right thing, to do what we're doing, to turn this thing around and trend upward. And that's exactly what we've done. I think everybody's comfortable with that, and everybody knows what our goal is. We're all, the lines of communication are open between everybody. We all know what our goal is. Our goal is to make Impact the best product we can. And that's what we're doing. Each show, each time we go out there into the ring, every time we do something, it's about making Impact better. And we've been on that. They preached that from the beginning, and I think everybody's on board with that, and we all know that. So, no, it's an exciting time. Between, obviously, I'm really enjoying the stuff that I'm doing right now, but in general, everything with Impact is trending upward. It's a very exciting time, I feel.
Very cool. So I have to ask this question. We've seen EC3 leave. We saw the guy you faced at Total Nonstop Deletion, Bobby Lashley, leave. Obviously, the Hardy Boys left. So some guys have left. Some guys have chosen to stay. I know your contract was up earlier this year, and you decided to stay. What made you decide to stay put and see things through with Impact?
Impact Wrestling it's a company, and it's a product that I believe in, and I want to help it succeed. I want to be one of those guys that is putting the company on my back and saying, all right, let's go, boys. That's what this is all about. I would feel wrong jumping ship at this time. Everybody has different things that make them happy. Right now, this is the place for me, and Impact is something that I take pride in, and I want to be able to take to the next level.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap up with this question, and it kind of is about your future at Impact Wrestling. Let's say tomorrow night happens, and you get what you want. You take out Sami Callihan. Does Eddie Edwards evolve back to the technical wrestler that Eddie Edwards was before, or is there always now going to be that edge to Eddie Edwards where he might be a little bit kooky? He might be a little bit more violent than we thought he was.
I feel like these things that have transpired have changed me not only physically but mentally. So, we'll just have to wait and see what happens in those woods. But I'd say that I may be a bit off my rocker going forward. Who knows?
All right. Well, we can't wait to see what happens tomorrow night on Impact Wrestling on Pop TV. And, of course, heading into the big event, Slammiversary in Toronto, just a few weeks away here, just about a month away, actually. So can't wait to see that. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, before I let you go, can I ask for one last favor from you?
Yeah.
Do you mind just giving me a station ID, just saying this is Eddie Edwards and you're in the Wrestling Epicenter?
In the Wrestling Epicenter. You got it. This is Eddie Edwards, and you are in the Wrestling Epicenter.
This is the Wrestling Epicenter. For over 15 years, we've brought you the top names in professional wrestling for exclusive interviews. Everybody you see here has been interviewed by our site. But we're more than just interviews. So be sure and check out WrestlingEpicenter.com for news, results, information, and of course our store. WrestlingEpicenter.com, your #1 source for wrestling information.